Hello everybody, this is Jess from Jess Plans and Writes, and today I'd like to show you my setup for One Book July. If you don't know, One Book July is a notebook challenge in which you get back to the basics of having a notebook, a planner, just one pen and one book. I have to use a pilot friction pen for my one pen because I decided to integrate my work planner in this. You may have seen my setup video for my work planner that starts in August. This one has the weekly sheets I need for my planning in July. And because of that, I also need the friction pen because when things change, when appointments change, I always prefer to erase my appointments and not keep things that didn't happen in my work planner, because it's basically for me to track what happened and not to track what should have happened or might have happened but didn't in the end. So that's why I have to choose a friction pen as my one pen, even though for some parts of this one book I'd normally rather use a fountain pen. Here's my Cahier. I'd prefer this for some parts of the book, but since I have to decide for one pen, I decide for this because I have to for work. So much for the pens. Now let's get to this one book. This notebook is from OribuShop, from Marta. It's called something like Velvet Sand. It's not the same thing, I believe, or it might be, but I'm not sure. That Vandersbeck also sells as Velvet Sand, but I'm not that sure about that, so don't quote me on that. In any case, it's a really soft leather, feels very velvety, love the feel of it, also love the color, and it's my very first notebook in the personal wide or Cahier size. Beautiful product. Let's open it up. Now, I've shown you this little trick, yes, here it is, how to use a magnet to decorate covers in a traveler's notebook and so on that I have from Little Rage Plans. And I showed you this in my video. Now I'm using it in my setup for One Book July. So this is a simple Moleskine notebook, the Moleskine Cahier, and I decided to decorate it with a piece of scrapbooking paper because I don't really like the plain black layout, and I think this is a really beautiful scrapbooking paper, so I just wrapped it around this insert. So much for that. Here's my inbox, or reminder as I call it here. Also shopping. I'm going to put more sticky notes here. This is from Lauren Phelps Designs. I just left this one open so that you can see what I did. Then here's the regular key code that Ryder Carroll also uses. Here's space to write my personal data. I didn't write it yet. I didn't fill in my important work information either that I need to keep in mind. But I just wanted to show you this page as it is. You can see here that I repurposed this sticker. It wasn't here originally, or it was somewhere else originally, but I don't really mind. The crinkles couldn't make it any better. Here it worked better to replace or relocate it. Here's a monthly overview. Like I said in my work planner setup, if you've watched this, I don't really need a monthly setup, but I still decided to make one this time because I just think it looks very pretty and maybe I will find a use for it too. Now to my standard work planner thingy, that's my weekly overview. As you can see, I'm starting One Book July on the 5th. That's not entirely, well, sticking to the rules. The reason is that I want to finish up my Cousin avec. And the last weekly spread in my Cousin avec is the one that ends on the 4th of July. And I just don't want to waste this 1 week for the purpose or for the sake of starting one book July at the 1st of July sharp. That's just not something I think is reasonable. This spread is here because if you've watched my work planner setup, my work planner has a 4mm dot grid and this is 5mm. So I don't have enough space for tasks in between my daily tracking or my hourly appointment space and the weather that I still want to keep here. I can only write tasks here, and that's a bit too little, especially because I believe I'm going to be a bit busy in July. So I decided to leave space for more tasks or more task lists here. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this page yet, but I might just use it with the Alistair method. Here's my spread for daily tracking. As you probably know, One Book July's topic this time is routines and habits, and I'm tracking my habits for my private stuff like writing and playing the guitar on weekly spreads, normally in my Hobony 2 weeks. And this time I just decided to move it here in my one book setup. I'm going to continue using the weeks after One Book July because I bought it and it lasts until the end of the year and I don't want to waste it. So that's what I'm going to do here, but just for July and not for the rest of the year. So as you can see, this is basically just a One Book July thing, and I'm going to move back to my original planning systems afterwards. But it is an experiment and I just wanted to do this year because I missed it last year. It wasn't reasonable for me to do it last year. This time I planned for it and so I'm doing it. Here's more space for things I need to plan out. That's where some private to-dos go. For example, meeting with friends or maybe just a show I want to watch on a certain day or a film. That's what goes here. I don't really need that much space for it. And if it is an appointment, like meeting with a friend or something, then it also goes in the work planner overview, just so I keep track of it here. So that's also why this goes to 10 p.m. because I also put private tasks in here just so I know what's going on. I need an overview where I see everything, so I don't forget anything. Then more things for work here. More space for potential Alistair method. And again, a spread for my tracking, for private stuff. Work planner. Alistair method. These were transfer stickers, I think fairly cheap ones. They didn't come off that well. I didn't put in the tracker this time because, well, I can still do that. I didn't want to set up everything just now. Work. Potential Alistair method. I really like these. These are also from Loy Design, and I think the butterflies go very well with these plants. Still space for the grid that you could see here. It's always the same. There's just one change here. I'm deciding to track a certain thing just for 1 week, usually, and see where that goes. So that's why this is also left blank at the moment. In case I need dailies, I don't actually expect to need that many dailies in July. I have space here. As you know, my dailies, or as you know if you've watched my previous video, my dailies usually go in my Stellargy B6, half-year Stellargy. And I'm just going to give it a break in July, and after July I'll be back in my Stellargy for my daily tasks. Some space, and here my journal starts. I made this cover page already. This is from Q&A a Day, this book that has questions for each day of the year. It's a 5-year journal, but I'm not that sure if I'm going to do that for 5 years. At the moment, I'm just doing it in my Hobonichi weeks. So I have 2, one for my private stuff and one that is sort of a diary. And I always answer these short questions and then I write down what I did on X day. That's what this is for. And just in case I need more space than I have planned out, I'll just go on and continue here. And I'll mix it in with my artsier journal entries. This is quite some space for journaling. It might not be that much, especially considering I used a cousin avec or the daily pages that I used for journaling. But I think I need a bit of a break from journaling every single day or filling out 30 pages a month. So having less space for it will just serve me fine, I believe. Here was a short pen test. The gist of it is the pilot friction is no problem at all. With pens, it depends. These are all EF nibs, so they don't bleed heavily. But the Golden Sands from Diamond does bleed a little. Noodler's American Eel also bleeds a little. Lamy almost doesn't bleed at all. But yeah, it's Moleskine paper, it's not really fountain pen friendly. That's just that. But since I planned for this I planned using this for my work planner, and I planned on using a friction pen anyway, I'm fine with that. Just wanted to know what I can get away with on this paper. It's not horrible, but it could definitely be better. And this cork insert is also from OribuShop, from Marta, and I think the pattern is just gorgeous. Here are some washies that I put on cards. Here is where I can put my stencils. They fit in here just fine. I'm just taking them out again because I'm currently still in my cousin avec. Like I said, I still need to use it I will still use it until the 4th of July for my work tracking. And that's why I need to keep my stencils separately for now, because I still need my weather tracking to be in my cousin avec to have it at hand. Here is the sticker release paper insert from Traveler's Notebook. So I've got some stickers at hand as well. These are from a tape from Loy Design. These are some random clear stickers that were on foils that I just put here to have them all at hand. This is from another sticker set of washi stickers. Yeah, that's that. Just an example what's in here. I can also use this zipper pouch. If there is anything, any ephemera or stuff that would just tumble around, that could get lost. If it's in there, it's safe. And I believe this cork insert matches the planner, the leather here, just beautifully. I think they go very well together. And yeah, that's basically it. So my one book July really is just one book, even though it's in a Traveler's Notebook cover. I believe I will make do with it. Let's see if I actually do. But for the time being, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a beautiful day. I hope you're well. And now, goodbye. See you.